everybody to the rec meeting tonight, 7:05. We'll call the meeting to order. Does anybody have any peculiar interests? Seeing none, we'll move on. Could I have a couple people give us acceptance for the agenda? Liz and Sean. So can I have an acceptance for the previous minutes? Ron?
I'm just voting on the previous.
Oh, I just, sorry, I didn't have that one. Acceptance for the agenda, all in favor? 100%. Now, we have acceptance for the previous minutes. Nominations. Chris and Ron.
Ron can't do it.
Oh, I'm Ron, they're not here, so Chris and Andrew, sorry, that's my bad. All in favor? Yes. Number 5, previous minutes and meetings. I just want to quick note saying, I want to thank everybody that responded to the emails, everybody that showed up for Canada Day. A lot of work. A lot of people put a lot of time in and help, and greatly appreciated it. It turned out really well for those small amount of people that they're helping. Okay, so the first thing is the kids soccer discussion. So that's Steph and Shelley. I don't know which one is would like to start.
I haven't been. So I know I mentioned the last meeting, like the little washer stuff at all, the name. I think I'm saying, I don't know if you can. Just from talking to the coaches, like people are not just like just the confusion with how many kids are on their team, and so people are like, it's a lot. I don't want to put the names on those. Different names. I think we're just opening up a lot of confusion and getting things wrong. That makes sense. I think we can still do the big craft table though, and the kids can like make their own and put their name on it, and that would be an activity for the soccer party. And they can have it whatever with them. I just if we do it beforehand, I think. I know I won't do it perfect. Like I know I'm gonna mess up on some spot. I know that's gonna happen. Whereas if we let the kids do it themselves, they help bring the table, I think help with all that sort of stuff. It's just eliminating the error.
I can't quite hear you, but I'm assuming you're still going to use the washers, but the kids are going to put their own names on?
Yeah, we can do like a craft table. Like it can be an activity, it can be practical, we can decorate our own washer, they can do all that sort of stuff. That eliminates the error on my end. That will happen. And yeah.
Is there anything else that you're entering that you need help with? Or?
I'm gonna start doing the day for the volunteers. So tomorrow night, I'm gonna write down the list of all the volunteers who have been helping. That way we can do the volunteer chips or whatever after, and we'll get them out on Saturday. I was thinking that's okay. But yeah, other than that, I'm glad that we're doing that. We're gonna post that tomorrow. Yeah. It's gotta be tweaked at first.
Yeah, so we found one error, and then if we just have to find out if everybody's happy with everything else on it, or if you want to add it or take it away, or and unfortunately, we probably might have to think of canceling soccer tomorrow. 100% chance of rain, 15 to 20 mils starting tonight. So I'm thinking they got to be right a little bit out of 100%, 15 to 20 mils. So
That makes sense.
It's not saying this still can't be posted.
oh, we'll still post it, but we'll have to wait until the 12th to get it out. But we'll still post it on Facebook, on our website, all everywhere like that. But
And then, yeah, I think just make sure like this goes well.
so I looked into,
Sorry, Andy, you're gonna go.
sorry. I looked into the affordable rentals, and the affordable rentals, so you're starting at $470 for a little kid. Simple jump on, and you're going up to $970 for a older kid to jump on. So I would feel that's a little bit out of our price range. So I think if we just do how basically the other place is structured, it was mainly just games. They had soccer games, so it was just multiple games. So that way it stretched out into the time that we had. With break in between or breaks in between games if they wanted to go put up the equipment, stuff like that. So then they'd have time for crafting or decorating lockers. And they can, have the barbecue or the hot dogs and stuff like that. So
Have you got a barbecue? I imagine we'll just
we'll grab the
the fire department one. Will one be enough, or should we start looking for another one?
We have one at Public Works,
So there's two.
two will be.
and I can always take mine across the field too if we need a third.
Do we have cooks?
Yeah, all the fire get part.
You need more than one?
Yeah,
You need more than one, like,
yeah.
Need a couple.
I'll help you.
Okay.
And I'll team up.
And I'll have them with my way.
Yeah, so if you cook them, we can,
Yeah.
I can help.
Yeah, I figured we'll cook on one, and we'll have one for a one night barbecue, just say one.
Yeah,
Have you, the health department?
Already done.
yet? I'm sorry, yes.
health unit's done. The other thing we have to think about too, the volunteers, is I know a bunch of them work on the Saturday, so we may lose quite a few volunteers on the Saturday. So, yeah, but I know my wife will help, I'll be there.
As I said earlier, I will not be. able
Yep.
to make it.
Would anybody like to see anything added or taken out of the flyer?
Well, I know you've got the township thing. I still think you should put the address of Heritage per, well, I guess it's for the soccer kids, so they already know. I guess that's not really important. What is the word?
That was your.
Oh, okay. And you're gonna add the freezies.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, just a question, because we have a ton of freezes left over, right? So instead of bringing in the yogurt tubes, do we just give out freezes instead of bringing in yogurt tubes and say,
Yeah, it's your chance to get rid of the
and it'll
freezies.
get rid of them?
Yeah.
Does that work?
that would,
Done?
Does it make sense to advertise bringing empties to a kids event? Maybe it's because I'm a pastor's kid or something, but it just seems like
We've
a,
been asked
juxtaposition.
quite a few times now, if we can bring, if the parents can bring their empties to the soccer night.
That was fun.
I get that, it's just, it's weird.
Well, it's not only that, but some of these parents live in other communities and they don't have access to our landfills. That would make sense.
or not.
That's why we added it actually to pretty well all our events. We'll just make kind of a little corner and then any parents from outside or, because some of them have parents that live here or aunts and uncles, but they want to still sponsor and donate.
And how do you guys feel about the hours for the soccer party? You want to do 10 to 2? You want to do 11 to 2?
I don't know what's the amount.
You want to do 11?
3 hours, I mean, especially for the little, but they might lose.
Yeah.
After a little while, you can start your barbecue at 30.
Yeah, and they can take breaks in between to keep barbecue going and just do drinks.
And on your,
Whatever to come grab a hot dog.
on your poster, if you're
They
taking
have
out
enough
these.
time filling 4 hours.
Yeah, it is, it's a
We
long
found that on
time,
Canada
yes,
Day, right?
keep them entertained, exactly.
So change that to 11.
Done.
And I would just put freezies up with where the yogurt tubes are, and I would take it off the bottom completely.
There's the devil's advocate, are we gonna have any, what, is there such thing as a gluten-free hot dog? Is there such thing as a vegetarian hot dog?
My personal opinion is keep it at hot dogs. And that's a choice.
Yeah.
If
I was wondering, should you buy one package of each of those if they're even,
Well,
I
there's
don't
vegans
know.
out to me, there's gluten free, there's so many different things. I know for myself, I'll bring my own food. You know, that's what most people, when you're having an outdoor barbecue like that, it's hard to accommodate everyone.
putting it out there.
Yeah.
She's used to it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just,
It's all being cooked on the same thing too, which might not work well. But you know, someone with food,
That's
there would be.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that.
And the meetings will not want to have theirs cooked on there.
Could we change the words to like craft? Just like, I don't know. Is that okay? That's
If you want, if you feel less pressure to do it. It's appreciated that. So, I mean,
that's true.
in all honesty, if you don't.
Doesn't matter either way. I feel like people are gonna be like, oh, an award, and then it's the craft, and maybe they get their hopes
Yeah.
down there, you know? I'm all for running that table, but I'm also losing me as a body for that day as well.
It's, I guess it's real way too late to ask, like, who's makes our shirts now? Kings?
yeah,
Usually.
just in sports.
Usually.
Depends on
What about ribbons? Like, how schools do, like, they give out a ribbon, participation ribbon?
It's kind of what these washers are gonna be.
Yeah, but I think what you're saying is you really don't want to do washers.
I don't mind, but.
Well, don't be shy. You can say that it's too much work right now.
I think what
Is
you're
there something
saying
else
is
we
like,
could
it's
do?
just not really an award, it's a craft of a soccer thing. As opposed to being an award where they're expecting a medal or a trophy or something, that's more of what I would think of an award.
Yeah, or for best player, and I'm expecting you to go there and have the best player.
Yeah, I would think something.
I think it
So
would.
that's what, okay, I misunderstood. I thought you didn't want to do that. You just want to get rid of the word rewards.
If we could just change it to craft, just.
Okay, I do. Sure.
Do you want to do the crafts, or would you rather just work over it?
Definitely don't mind doing it. I will be at that table though, so you'll be losing me as a public. I won't be able to jump in if you need another coach, so that's something to think about. But I feel either way. If we don't do it, no hard feelings. If we do it, I'm happy to do it.
You guys are running it. I'm just here to help you.
The other way to look at it too, what you're probably gonna spend on crafts, we could probably get a ribbon or something that says 2022 Nipissing Soccer League or something. I can get something quick put together.
Especially those washers. Relatively expensive.
Yeah, are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Steals up.
Yeah. Look for it.
Okay, we can do it.
Okay,
They sell those ribbons, like award ribbons in the box store, believe it or not. At least they used to. And you could, I think if we have a Nipissing Township stamp 2022, just stamp it on there. Just a cheap way to do it, that's all I'm thinking, an expensive way to do it.
I wasn't sure you get them from, correct me wrong, Michael's? Is that a store?
Oh, yeah, you might get. them
They
there.
might have stuff.
Yeah.
we have a place too that we get our awards and plaques and stuff made up too, so I can contact them.
They might have something or.
Yep, I'll get something. So we'll get rid of the craft table.
Yeah.
We'll get rid of awards. We'll move freezies up, get rid of frozen yogurt change, move freezies up, move it to 11-2. Barbecue hot dog strips, perfect. Okay.
Got anything, shall we?
Are you gonna put drinks on there too, or they just assume that you'll have drinks for them? Or refreshments?
Do you want me to put canteen open?
Yeah, because we still have.
Yeah, yeah,
Water.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll still run the case, I think. Because we still have another 5 events that are, or 4 events that are going on.
Take canteen open. I'll add that.
I know we talked last week about the big possibly doing cookies.
Thought we were gonna do a cake. though. Are we doing a cake? I think we talked about a cake. But the cake will be expensive. Super expensive.
We talked about cake, we talked about muffins, we talked about cookies.
So we kind of have to make that decision today.
I can help make nothing. Cookies, no cake, and
Muffins or cupcakes, sorry.
cupcakes, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
And is that in the health uniform?
We can do it here.
You have,
Okay, as long
it
as
has
you're
to be
doing
made.
it. Or
here.
if you recently had your well tested.
What do you think, Steph?
Do we want to bother doing it? Dessert, or do we just
you have to come in at least the day before.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I want to.
Doesn't matter. either
I mean,
way.
I honestly don't think we need it.
No.
I don't think we
People
need
for all that.
They've got enough going on and.
Yeah.
and-
Especially because I have to make sure the volunteers and stuff. So there's. Yeah. Giving it stuff.
And just do one more table.
Yeah, I think just having it basically like a bunch of soccer games, kids visiting.
I think they had a really good time, and I think they had a good time when you saw what was going on at Canada Day, where they finally got out and played with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we could probably, like, for the younger kids, pull out the parachute. Isn't that section?
Yeah,
Pull
I
out
think
the
throw
parachute.
softball over it.
Yeah. So like for that group over there, the 4 to 6s, pull out the parachute and have that kind of fun with it, that kind of thing. right? And give them a chance to go over it. Like that's their work.
As soccer's been going, everything's going good. Everything's fine. There's anything that we need to refine for next year.
Oh, we got a lot of.
Oh, there's there, yeah. You won't deal with that.
All right. That's it for soccer. Guess we can move on to John Sell. Unless someone else has anything. On the back of the soccer flyers, the
So there's no date on there, we still having it September the 10th,
Yeah, I added the date.
okay.
Sorry again, we just did it up quick, so we had a template.
Okay,
draft.
if you're gonna make the flyer and we're gonna add commanders, thing too, can we do it, can we put the museum on that same thing? So that it's a triple attraction to the township? Or if you don't want to.
No, I'm okay as long as we. Maybe we have to make the. Look,
No, I think we could do a big heading.
or maybe she could take the trunk sale and put like a picture of the car, make it the whole page, but make it in behind,
Yeah, yeah,
and then that frees up some more room.
If you guys are okay, if you just give us the information, we'll plug her all in.
Well, I'm
and
just,
send it out.
yeah, I'm just putting it out there to
Yeah.
see if.
I think Kristen should have our Fall Fest info. If
We have
not, yeah, just call us.
Yeah, we have
And
it.
then there should be room,
It's the same time, it's
Yes,
11 to 3.
there should be room for Amanda's event on the same page.
Now, is Commander running the same time, 11 to 3?
Might as well keep it consistent.
And how much would you charge per spot in case?
Like $10 covers it. Now, we also had some space inside the building, $15. So what I think we probably do is write happily on your flyer, maybe put up one of our own as well, mentioning Christmas, adding that we have indoor spots.
Yeah. Chris, did we talk about charging the fee for tables? Yeah, that's right. We usually just take donations. So you don't have to put a fee for ours.
For the museum?
Yeah, but you'll have that information.
Table 4.
We're having crafts people in
Oh,
and vegetables, like harvest time.
oh, okay.
So that's what we're
We
having.
put that on our flyer as well.
You put what?
Trunk sale.
Yeah, you guys are having a trunk sale.
Yeah, but if you read crowds,
Yeah, that's fine,
Crafts.
whatever. But, I mean, we already advertised this. so-
Okay.
not sure how that's going to work.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be tricky because people are gonna wanna set up at the museum first. They don't have
If
to
the
pay.
museum's free and they're charging $10.
No, you'll have to.
They're not
wait then.
gonna want-
Yeah, we have we have a museum board meeting on Wednesday, can the flyer hold off till then?
Yeah, for sure.
For that, because that's not out until September, okay?
Like, how many spots do you have available?
Oh, we can get quite a few in there. And it's bring your own tent and your own table. Have to be there before.
Yeah.
I thought you were just using, I didn't realize you guys are doing crafts, so I thought it was all-
Yeah, we didn't realize that museum was doing.
I
that.
didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't know. But I was just opening up to anybody that wants to come, right?
Yeah,
I didn't want to say you're stuck selling your yard sale stuff. If people are crafts people, they want to put their stuff there. Like, does it coincide with the farmer's market or the stuff that North Bay does?
they go every Saturday, so of course it will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but,
want, I'm aware.
yeah, but
Same thing with Wausau, what they do, they run theirs.
they run it on Saturday.
So we won't get a lot of the people in.
Hard to say, people get tired, they want a new venue.
No, I meant you won't get their vendors. Their vendors won't come
Yeah.
to this instead of.
It depends. There's a lot of the vendors seem to be at every one these days and have like 3 or 4 different tents.
That's right.
Oh,
You
yeah.
And
look
they have
at like
different
Herman
family
Frost, they're
members,
at
yeah.
all the
Yeah.
different ones, so I'd imagine.
Oh.
New venue, go throw the kid at it or whatever.
I hope that it turns out all
But
right.
you can only try, right?
Right. So your guys' event is the exact same as also, so it's basically people who sell whatever they want.
Yes, yes.
So there's no
Well, no,
hierarchy.
we.
It's more of like a
limit it to-
farmer's,
It's more like a farmer's market, yeah, that's what we're looking at,
got the heritage garden, so
yeah,
kind of tie into the theme of that.
yes.
Anybody else have more ideas for the trunk sale?
That if we don't get enough between the two of us together, we can put it all on one site too, that's another option.
Is there any plans of like trying to get pre-registration to this, or are we just literally showing up? Because that's gonna be
No.
hard to combine.
No, we're trying to get, I think,
I think we're trying to get.
yeah, we're trying to get
museum signed up.
pre-registration.
We're doing pre-registration. I think we said September 1st or something.
So we're gonna put information on the flyer?
Yeah, I have it all. I forgot to put it all. I'm gonna use my information because I'm gonna collect it all and nobody has your emails and phone numbers.
It's all in the newsletter.
The trunk sale to that. Let's move on to candidate discussion. I think it went well. A little short staff, but it went well. I'll open it up to Shelley, you were there most of the day. Andrew, you were there most 90% of the day.
Well, if it wasn't for Andrew and Will and Shelley setting it up, serious trouble. Like, and Cal, they set up everything before I could even get there. So the town, so we were in serious trouble. If it wasn't for them, we would have been in some serious trouble. But I was out of the store today and I had people stop and thanking us for all of our hard work. And please make sure that Minnie knows that they were super impressed and very happy. And,
Yeah, I was unable to stay for the fireworks, but I heard he had about 200 people. for the
oh my
fireworks.
God, that's awesome. Yeah, it was really good.
If I could make a suggestion, I think I already spoke to you about this, Shelley, and also James, that it doesn't seem right that 3 or 4 people are there rushing and getting it all together. So I would suggest when you're putting an event like this together in the future, when you're having a meeting discussing it, that you find out who in the committee is going to do what and what time they need to be there. You need to make a plan. Because just to say, just show up, like what time, what do you need?
Well, there was an email sent out asking who was available and stuff. And we had 2 responses
Okay,
from the committee.
I would suggest you do it at the meeting and then you make a list.
Yeah, but we did also ask at the meeting prior
Did you?
who would
Okay.
help those.
Well, then you delegate. You say, well, you're gonna have to be there.
I think it's also earlier planning, like, the
Yes.
meeting before is too late. I think we need to be 3 months, 4 months ahead of everything so that
Yeah.
people can
Can't
arrange their
make
schedules.
those, can't make those same day every year though as well, so if you're part of the committee, we'll have to just jump in and help out at any point. Don't need a formal invitation.
That hasn't worked for us at the museum. We have, it's not fair to ask people to stay volunteering for 3 and 4 hours. An hour and a half per shift is lots. They can be there and come back and forth, but it is a lot. It took us years to build up the museum volunteer list. And that's how it's worked for us. We have small time slots where you're watching one of the buildings or whatever. It's difficult. And it sounds like we probably need to build up a bigger volunteer list for the rec committee. You know, the things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And sometimes you're going to get caught with your pants down where you put the call up for volunteers and nobody comes. You know, it could be a difficult situation. I've seen it happen. So I would suggest you pin them down for the times you want them there and start looking for volunteers. That's just my suggestion.
Next year, the time sheet.
Yeah.
I think we'll do it a little later rather than.
Yeah, we were accommodating the
Yeah,
and
maybe, yeah.
It's, I mean, thinking like 6, 7.
Yeah.
in the past, I think we've had 6 or 6:30 is when we started, yeah. And then there's games for kids and even that's early, you know, because we're having supper. And this ran right through supper hours, so that's why it's pretty slow going.
The other thing I would suggest, we're gonna do Canada Day, we want a band,
Yes,
book January at the latest.
Yeah.
Or you're not gonna get them again.
On a budget. I thought, well, they were all generally.
One that I had talked to the $1,000 for 4 hours.
well, they must have gone up because the ones we used to get were about $750.
Now, that being said, a lot of people did like the DJ or the auction because they came up and asked for songs and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it gave a variety to everybody.
And DJ might be the way to go, because it's fun, right? The girls put together a really cool playlist, and they did a really good job.
The only thing I find without having the band, I mean, I like the DJ too, but you didn't see a lot of older people there earlier because they like to set up their chairs under the tent to listen to the band.
But on the flip side, I think you had a lot more younger people.
Yes, you do,
Because
yeah.
of the not.
Yeah, but you still have to find it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Yes,
so-
I know.
Yeah,
So it's hard to accommodate everyone.
yeah.
The band we had, I had mine and they rearranged their schedule to if they could come earlier. Now we'll be praying for wine at the Apple Center.
Oh, that would have been nice.
So
for you.
they're up and coming, I think,
What's the name of them?
these lights. You must know Bert Johnson. Or Jack Johnson used to live in the township over on.
Oh, yes.
Southers.
Yes, yes.
They're gonna get released the lead singer.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
A little bit of local groups too.
Yeah,
right?
nice.
We'll see for next year, and if we need to put money in the budget, then we put money in the budget. We usually have a band almost all the time, so
Yeah, this would be the first time we haven't had a live band that I recall anyway.
because we can do the band and we can still do the DJ afterwards. for the time.
It's fun, and people had a good time, and
I think so. I didn't hear really any,
No, I've heard nothing but good things.
I heard people complaining not enough sirens in the fire truck.
I didn't hear that one.
I think I've got a few ideas that I came up with. So one of them is like, do we have a branded tent at the township or anything? Like, I feel like we could find home hardware there in Central, but like, I know if we had more volunteers or something, like just somewhere to like draw people, that way we could have information for upcoming events hosted and like, kind of get people kind of, whether it's rec committee, whether it's staff, whatever it is, to like have volunteers kind of at some sort of point for people, whether it's first aid, whether it's whatever, like I think some sort of anchor.
I think in the past, that the fire department has always been the anchor, am I
We
correct?
had a trailer, it was
Yeah.
pretty well done.
Oh, I don't think people wouldn't have figured out how to get first aid, but just general information about the township, like marketing, like trying.
They all go to the trailer, like they all seem to hover around. Anybody that asked questions was going right to the trailer, and they were sending them off to whoever from there.
I mean,
I know what you're saying. You
Yeah.
still could have a tent, and you could have a banner
yeah,
on that tent. We've done it for the museum, for the Main Street Festival, we've had our banner on.
like conversations I overheard during the fireworks was a person that was in from Toronto to come visit and asked the person that was born and raised here, lived here their whole lives. And they're like, so how's the fireworks normally? The person responded, I've never been here. I didn't know Nipissing did fireworks. This is the first year someone in their mid-30s went to the fireworks. So I think there's multiple groups of people in Nipissing. I can tell you, I know like 30 to 40 people from Nipissing that went out to Port Shores. Like I think there is a disconnect of what we believe is
Where's
happening.
where?
Port Shores at Port Warren.
Oh, I heard Port Loring, there was people from Port Loring in here, so.
Again, people cross and go every which way. I'm not
You can't
suggesting
know where
that.
the family lives.
Yeah.
I just think that I know specific people that did not know Nipissing was having fireworks. And so I think there's a disconnect of, oh, they'll just go to the trailer. I think there are people that don't, and that we need to rethink how we've always done things. There's a lot of new people coming to the area. There's a lot of things that we're doing with soccer and stuff that's new and exciting, but I think we need to start owning these events, and that starts with the planning of having the volunteers and getting those kinds of
So
stuff.
can I add to that?
Yep.
I think the green shirts and the volunteer shirts make a huge difference, but us and the people that are in the volunteer shirts and in the green shirts need to be out talking.
Yeah, you stuck out like a
The
sore
more you talk, because, and that's a lot of it, right? So they'll see you in a volunteer shirt, or they'll see myself or staff, or whomever. And we need to start talking it up at every event. And we need to say, this is coming, and we're working on this and that kind of thing. And I think if we keep that up, we'll keep the communication open. And that's where you need to send the message that says, go to the Facebook page. Like, the more we talk about it, I think, and they're starting, people are starting to understand there's stuff going on that didn't happen a lot before, right?
Yep.
What about flyers to the local camps?
Yeah, we've done that with the museum. You could do that, another alternative. You could mail them out. Remember, a lot of the camps have anywhere from 7 to 12 cottages, and they rotate every week, but they could maybe have a bulletin board in each camp and have it in there.
Give the tourists some
Yeah.
destination.
The camp, we did really well here. We did that at the museum.
Yeah.
Um,
I always suggested putting one up at the provincial park in our school.
Yeah, we've advertised up there too, and we will.
They have more. Jerry's out of there, puts
Yeah.
South Shore.
Mhm.
Maybe we should be. Start putting our
We took
flyers.
care of them, like, we took care of South Shore this year. Andrew made sure that they got out to South Shore and to Dino's and stuff like that. And we managed to get them to put the Canada Bay flyers into the windows, or up where people would see them. So tried to really get it prevalent and.
Yeah. Yeah, the camp owners loved, we hand delivered them, and they loved talking to us, and they asked for extras, so they promoted us too, and they like to talk to a face, right, rather than just mail them a bunch of flyers.
That's something we'll look at.
I think another one of my ideas was the township Facebook page should have event pages set up, like the last event advertised on the Township of Nipissing Facebook group is from 2018. If we start to put all of our events in there and have schedules so that people can go and say, oh, here's the events tab, here's what's coming up in the next 3 or 4 months, like all the trunk sale and everything, just putting a post up, it gets lost eventually. But if you have an event page, it's anchored somewhere to go looking for it.
Click on it to remind you that it's coming up. You'll forget.
Yeah.
I know I've,
Attending, and then we'll
Yeah. that's
do all
a good
the
idea.
reminders.
That event page, yeah.
And I
That would
think
be really cool. And then we have an idea of who's thinking about coming.
Yeah.
Might have an idea of going.
yeah, usually judge at least, even if it's always 15% say they're attending, you know that it's that or whatever. Get that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
if they can add on to that and chat on that page, coming,
Yeah.
like, let us know, so.
Yeah, and I think it was also telling that the first post I saw after the fireworks was on what's happening to us, and I think we need to leverage using that page a little bit more for advertising. That's where a lot of our residents are looking and getting information. There's been numerous snipping discussions,
Yeah.
good, bad.
But I think
otherwise.
that should be up to Powassan to deal. I don't think we should. be
Powassan has a
jumping-
municipality
I
page.
don't think we should be jumping on what's happening in Powassan.
So what's happening in Powassan is the municipality of Powassan. There's two separate pages.
Yeah.
What's happening in Powassan is not affiliated with any.
If they want
government.
to post from ours, I think that's okay. I don't think we should be jumping on theirs and jump.
But why? It's just a public group.
Public group, it's not
It's not a
it's not
municipal
affiliated
thing.
with the municipality. I go on there quite a bit myself.
Yeah, so do I,
Yeah,
but there's not all good. Bad. It's up to you guys. I just think they want to post from ours. The administrator can post from ours. I think we should push it our own out.
I mean, I agree, it would be lovely to have there, but we're talking about 7,000 on what's happening in Powassan versus 700 on our own
Well, ours
page.
has only been out a couple of weeks, so.
I understand that, but that's where you grow your page, right?
Yeah.
Like you share your page on their
Yeah.
page, like that's how
and
you.
once our story should be full of what's
Yeah.
happening to us. Or if we get negative comments, we just pull it.
I mean,
I can't see advertising an event become negative.
I mean, anything can become negative these days, but I think it can be anywhere, but I think having it in more places and more in front of more eyeballs is gonna be beneficial.
Does Calendar have a page like that?
Yes, Sunridge, they all have, Argyle, Roaring Restival, they all have.
So if we're saying that, do we put into the budget instead of doing that, do we put into the budget to boost? the Post.
Mhm.
So instead of going into the what's happening in Powassan, if we boost that post, we're gonna catch
Yeah.
what we're trying to catch on the Powassan page and not having.
And when you're trying to get that little local area, it's very expensive to do.
Yeah, like $25.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not, that's the. I'm not sure we got boost.
It's pretty easy.
So, yeah, we can hit like 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 people on the boost post. Easy.
Choose the radius of where you want the people.
Anything else good or bad for? Anything we need
Do we have anybody that has like their fireworks operator certificate?
Yeah.
Yep. Fine.
I was just curious. That's good. I just didn't know if it was, whether I was handled, so I'm just curious.
I forget how many got it, much went to school. If that's it for Canada Day, anybody got anything else? We're on to the movie night.
So it's booked for August 27th, and Home Hardware is booked for the popcorn machine, and they have not got back with the new list for August yet for the movie, so hopefully this week.
I'm assuming you don't need the museum permit. You guys will have your own concession stand.
I don't know.
Oh, we don't mind going, but I don't want any confusion. If you want us to go, let us know. Because there was some confusion, and we will have extra candy, and that's the time of year we want to get rid of it.
Works.
So are you okay with us putting a concession stand in there?
The only thing Josh is freezing.
Okay.
Water.
We will have,
You guys want to solve it?
we'll sell the cold drinks then. Oh, you'll have water, okay.
Yeah, water.
If we have any pot left, we'll bring that over, but we're not gonna buy extra for it.
Yeah, no, we
And we'll
don't.
bring the candy, okay.
Yeah.
We'll have the concession.
You could be able to do the candy floss?
Will has ordered the, did you order it today?
Well, I'm getting a revised quote, because I
Okay.
imagine like anything else in the world, their quotes are only good for 7 to 15
Okay,
days, so.
okay. We do need, we tried it out for Canada Day, and poor Jillian, she looked like a snowball, and she was so frustrated. So she did say you probably need 2 people at the candy floss machine. So we'll take care of that, and we definitely need the cover for it.
Probably be a good time not to purchase anything for it, just use leftovers.
Just get rid of our candies or something.
Just get rid of whatever's left.
Yeah,
And if there's only a bit of pop left, we'll just sell water. or
yeah,
beer.
absolutely. I'm not
I
gonna buy
wouldn't
any
purchase
extra.
anything more.
No,
We'll
no.
just take the 2 stocks, combine them and get rid
Yeah,
of whatever we
yeah.
have.
Want to make sure that it's okay to bring it over.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah. That way you guys can stop it.
Yeah. Okay. And you're okay with us doing the candy floss too?
Oh, definitely.
Unless the top is outrageous, I know we did, I think we budgeted for 350 or 400 in the museum for that
It was.
top, so.
Yeah.
But we have had some unexpected expenses, so I don't know how that'll fit in the budget.
Still looks okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah, we just double checked quickly today.
Okay, good.
And, sorry, Bill Kennedy, I missed this, but, Home Hardware donated the popcorn and stuff. And we brought in $336.20 from their donations. from the popcorn.
Nice.
So
Fair.
into the rack.
Yeah.
So we can use it for programs.
Anything else for today?
So I'll send an email out as soon as I find the list.
Again, I have my nieces getting there that day. I will not be here. I'm so sorry. I'm not really sure of my responsibilities.
Where's the wedding? I think you want to come with me. Yeah.
It's in North Bay. It's an Italian wedding, so.
Oh, you'll be there all
all
night.
hours of the
Yeah,
night.
good luck.
Yeah, it's my
Those are
niece,
long.
Marina. I don't know if you guys know her. She does CTV News. Marina Moore. She's on pregnancy leave right now, so.
Okay, and then I guess we'll move on to new business. And now for discussion is our rate forms.
So I just want to bring this back up to see if this is something we wanted to try to do for this coming winter, is replacing the boards, or if are we still sort of holding off and maybe move the aluminum boards, or what are we doing? Because they are in pretty bad shape.
They are there any upcoming grants? Do we know?
We have everything in motion, but there's nothing on the table right now.
Okay, because I did send Will last December all the information. There's a community that's the same size of ours that I frequent quite often. And the community raised $20,000 to put those boards up. But they're getting some of the money that they had to put in themselves back from advertising. And I sent Will pictures again. Businesses are advertising on the boards. And they pay a certain amount for the season. So it's and they are, you will be replacing those for a long time.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is if we were gonna have to pay for it out of our own budget and go to the advertising route.
Yes, yes.
Because like I said, Blossom, when they first brought their demolition derby, and that's what it was, they needed all these cement blocks. So they could have sponsors to pay so much for the block. They painted their name on it, and that's what it was, like everybody bought their own block, and then they didn't have to take money out of pocket. So I look roughly, like I'm sure we can get better prices on lumber and stuff, but like if we wanted to do everything in 3/4 inch plywood, and then like pressure treated 2x4s for the frame, you know, it works out to $148 per panel to do the ring. And there's 44 panels and then 4 half panels for all the boards. So that's just pressure treated. That's 3/4 inch plywood,
Yeah.
2x4s around.
My honest opinion, I think we should hold off, because I think we'd be kind of throwing good money against bad money. Especially when everybody wants to upgrade, do something with the floor, like concrete, asphalt, whatever it is. Sorry, I don't know what the best is. And start building it up. I think we probably should just bite the bullet, fix up the boards for this year, keep applying for the grants.
I agree, yeah.
That's my
We did
thought.
put the bug in Fideli's ear, so.
We did, yeah. And we did get,
Each did at a separate time.
and we did get some good email addresses and stuff, so we are going to forward some preliminary paperwork over to them.
Yeah.
Just get the ball rolling,
Yeah.
but it's up to the board. But we did put a little bit of money away for capital, which was like $3,500. but
But we certainly wouldn't have the money to do either one this year. I
No,
think
oh, no.
replace a few boards. We haven't budgeted for it, so.
So that was kind of my thought, even if we aren't doing it this year, are we going to do it like for coming completely out of the capital? Or do we want to start doing something towards the advertising? Even if we do the advertising part of it, it could kind of be open-ended, I guess, like once we have it, like this is our goal, and when we have enough sponsorship, then we're gonna go ahead and do it. Or do we just, like you say, wait and see if we can get the grants to do, because it does make sense to do the floor work first rather than the boards.
Yeah, that's, we were discussing making it a larger footprint too, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So to go and do something now.
But my only thought behind it was like, if we don't end up doing that for 5 years, boards that are there probably aren't going to last for 5 years, so we might end up having. to
what
do
about
that
if
before
we
everything else.
replace the odd board that's really bad, and try to push it another year, hopefully? No,
I just think is
Yeah,
they're
that's what we've been
they're
doing
in
for
rough
years. We've
shape,
just been
trying to figure
replacing
out what we're gonna do.
replacing the boards as needed, so.
On what you were discussing, I found the new playground doesn't have anywhere for parents to sit. So I was thinking, looking for park benches to put around playground. Give mom and dad or babysitter a place to sit, and chasing sponsors for those.
Yeah, that works.
Get
We
Because
also
then
put
we
out,
could, you know.
some people may donate a bench if you get
Yeah.
maybe to a loved one, you could ask for that. Yes.
And have it printed on the back of the bench for whoever donated it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was hoping, in past practice of mine, what I've seen is the plastic ones very similar to the ones that we install on calendar. We usually build a cement base for them. That way, if we ever need to move them, the park expands, you want to do a couple bolts, the whole bench comes out, plate, you lift this whole cement pad and move it somewhere else. Do your expansion and reinstall again. Person, everything is thing, it's easier for maintenance when you're cutting. There's no grass growing underneath, no whipper snipping. It's a cement pad, lawnmower goes right around it, you're done. It costs a bit more, but in the long run, it saves a lot of money. Time for maintenance.
And you're saying moving, like you're talking almost like a patio stone kind of level of
No,
concrete, or like a full block that's.
No, a 2x4 cement pad with the bolts and studs. Designed for the park benches, and then it's, if it needs to be moved, it can be moved simply and easily. And it's safer and quicker for maintenance for the people cutting the grass. It's nothing worse than you see the lawnmower go around and then there's 8 inches of grass underneath the thing, but you got a cement pad, that ain't gonna happen, or less likely to.
So one thing we do have to do, a couple things, is we have to put up a list of rules for the playground, which we're working on, and we're gonna need a couple garbage cans. We've already picked up quite a bit of garbage. Overall, it was really great, like the whole event, but there was some that got blown away.
Now, is there set hours that the playground is open and time of the year?
That's what we're looking with, actually, we're gonna email our insurance to and make sure.
Because I talked to another guy that deals with playgrounds, because the ones that we deal with at work now. And he said part of theirs, what they're posting on the dates that it's open is based on everything to do with the impact, like with the wood fiber that's there, is it's rated when the ground's not frozen. So if you have, like, they found that if they have don't have a date on when it opens, if the ground's still frozen, if somebody falls off the top of the slide and hits the ground, they don't have the impact absorption because it's still frozen. So they have to post their hour or their time of the year that it's actually open. Because when we came out to do the inspections for ours, let's basically, we really should have it posted on, like if it's the May long weekend or June 1st, whatever it is. So then if people do go in and fall off in the winter.
Okay, I'll look into that. Then, sorry, the other thing too is, what do we want to do with washing? So we did actually have an individual relieve himself on the trees.
Oh dear.
So do we want to look at a porta potty that we sit there for a couple months out of the year?
I think for now, I think that'd be the best bet.
Because I don't know, do we want to really open the rink shack and leave it open all the time
Probably, but,
and hope?
there's too much stuff in there now.
Because as we're doing more events, that building's being used a lot more for storage and stuff throughout the summer, and then we'll move it all to the winter months, but
I think we should be looking at, because then it kind of relieves us of our responsibility, that whoever the contractor with John is, it's their job.
Now, do you want to rent it or buy it?
I would rent it for now.
Because I know in Chisholm, you have a bunch of them. I think it's $50 every 2 weeks to get them pumped and cleaned.
rent or own?
The township owns them, and then we just have a contract, they come in, I believe it's $50 per unit to clean, like I said, they clean it all,
So that's not bad at all.
pump it, and they do it every 2 weeks.
You know, what they cost to buy the pin.
I think they're a couple $1,000 probably, which the prices have probably went up, and that depends, but then I think that's a standard one, so then you go to the accessibility one.
Oh,
I'll check,
Because then
I'll
they're
check,
bigger.
rent versus own. Maybe this year, for the remainder of the year, we just look at renting, because I do know we have to do something with the parks as well. So maybe we can get a deal for
What's the many or out that he might give us a deal, or whatever it is. And then,
People do tamper with them, others,
yeah, what-
which it's gonna do no matter what.
if, yeah, if they're not ours and they're his, then
That's so
what?
well, if the camper goes in, we're renting them, we're gonna have to pay for it.
Or say, they might have their own insurance for that.
So far for us, it's been working every 2 weeks. But again, it depends on traffic, which that's something you just have to adjust.
Well, that's the big thing here, keeping it clean.
And we
It's
have
gonna
to
be
be
cleaning.
operating.
Yeah. So I like the idea of having somebody come in every 2 weeks. for sure.
What do you, how long we just keep it for the
Well, I think
October?
I agree with Sean. I think we have to pick an open and close date.
Yeah, but no, like, do you want, for the portage on, do you want to keep them through the winter, or like for the rain shack, or no?
No, because the big shack has heated water.
We're closing the playground down, let's say the end of September, the quarter run should be gone by then.
Because if they're still there,
Yeah.
they will still get used
Yeah.
until they're not useful.
Well, I
So
was
you know,
just
if they're there, they're good, you gotta keep
I
on
was just thinking that.
or
going into October because the school's open. Maybe the school will come over, if it's, I don't know. But I mean, like the playground.
Yeah, well, I mean, they might want to use the playground, but they also have the washroom
Yeah.
at the school, so I'm not too concerned with that
Yeah, we're already running into some parking issues too. We have to deal address already. So,
for the playground.
yeah.
With rink boards.
it's all at the park.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
But it's great to see a lot of great compliments about the area being built up and moving forward.
Going back to the rink board, actually some different things, like, should we be thinking of putting like a written plan together or like some sort of drawings of like what we hope to see over the next X number of
Well,
periods? when we're
that's
looking at
what
these
we
plans?
tried to do with that strategic plan that we sent out. And I'd like to bring that back up on the table because we didn't really get a lot of that direction. But I think everybody understands now what.
Yeah,
we
I
need,
think
so
ideas kind of came
I
out,
would
but I
like-
don't think there's like the next step of consolidating them, putting them into a kind of a strategy.
Yeah. There kind of is, but we need all the board members involved too. So I'd like to bring that back up actually on the next meeting.
Good idea.
Like I said, that was basically when I asked about bringing the rink board, that's kind of what I wanted, just to get back into discussion.
Yeah.
We had talked about it before and then it fades away and say, okay, well, it's July now, so
Yeah.
are we moving for this winter? or
I
not?
think as
It's not
everybody
something-
sits on the board a little more, everybody understand it a little more, so I think we can bring back the plan, and I think we'll have a lot better. Because we need that plan to apply for grants, so I like to actually have it all set, and then as they come out, we just send it. And then we just cross off as we go the production. For you.
No. Everything is hot.
And I like the idea of what you mentioned, like a drawing of it. a drawing of what
Yeah.
you want that park to look like. It helps with the grants.
Exactly.
See that, especially if you can do it on the computer. So.
Yep.
Colored it, they have a, that we can show them what we have now and what we want it to be.
I guess number 2 would be moving on to upcoming ideas or events.
Yeah, so these ideas were brought up the last week, and I just put them back on to see, do we want to continue thinking about them, or what does the board really want to do?
I think to continue thinking about the community supper or something to do with fundraising. I think if we start to fundraise, then those park benches would have been prepared, sort of like that sort of stuff. I think we could accomplish some of those tasks a little bit. And I'm all for community supper. I love that. I miss it. I as a community member, like, I remember going to it as a kid. I enjoyed going to it as a parent. I like the community feel. So I'm all on board for community supper and everything else, to be honest. But and the tea dance, I think the feel like I think the kids would enjoy it. I don't think that would be much of a fundraiser though, or like I don't think that part.
I would like, if we did line dancing, I'd like to see it in the winter time. Because it's an indoor event.
Oh, okay. I was thinking outside. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking you do it here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Underneath the stars.
Oh,
Like,
no. I was thinking, let's kind of dance. Even like the tea dance, I was thinking more like in the winter,
Yeah,
get kids out in the winter.
yeah, winter's that, for sure.
You pretty much have an event other than November every month this year, right? Like, we've got
No, it's awesome.
so I think like we have November that I think we need to find something to stick in. And then like, I agree, the line dancing, the team dance, whatever, I think is January, February, March time.
And I like the idea of if we can pick all the events and then we can advertise, and then all the board members, volunteers can know what's coming up and what we need for each of that.
I run the spaghetti dinner for the last 3 or 4 years. I know it's involved and it's hard. It's a lot of work. I bet you 70 hours a week for prizes, getting sponsors to pay for the sauce and stuff like that. I know it's a ton of work.
Just the dinner and a silent auction.
Yeah, even if I just did the dinner, I still have to go.
Now, on the dinner idea, I don't know if it would work or not, but Blossom has their farm to table dinner. Would that be something that we could look towards doing, something similar with the farm stands, and the local? Because I know I think they sell out when they have theirs, like they have so many tables available, and then we'd have to get the farmers involved and try to get the menu together, but it might alleviate some of that if it's.
With the one in Boston, they bring in outside chefs.
Yeah.
Like, you need something that like knows how to own and manage a kitchen.
Yeah.
We can get there, but certainly then the rest of it definitely can fall in line.
I'm definitely
But that's kind of like, because like you say, there's so much time and effort involved in it, we're not ourselves.
Yeah.
So for something that maybe we're better off, or at least worth looking into the idea of having an outside chef, someone come in, like you say, that can handle running.
If you're doing a spaghetti dinner, I think I could do the spaghetti dinner part without the silent auction. I think I wouldn't have an issue there. I got 90% of the town pad is just finding enough people to wash dishes and clean and serve.
I mean, that's where we all come in though, right at this stage. There's enough of us now in the room that it should be a no-brainer. It should be very simple.
Just the other thing too, just a little off topic. I was talking to Kris at the event. We should look for some stuff for the older kids and adults as well. Soccer, there was a couple comments asked why we stopped at 12. Could we go 12 to 17, 18? I'm not sure what the groups are, but could we look further up into teenagers or maybe early adults? events as well.
One of the big comments we had was having a night dance at the park. Summertime, with a band and a DJ or something. Like start at 7 o'clock till whenever, and have it like this, we'll put, I don't know how many of those old metal tents we still have that are still usable, put them up. And the discussion we had was trying to get ourselves a stage for the band. We used to borrow one and I don't want to borrow, I'd rather, we're gonna do something like this, if you build a stage, then
Would
you're
it
for
be
future events.
that world stage?
One from the museum.
Oh,
Usually
is
it's
that
carried
the one
over.
you use? Okay.
But that could be in the plan for the park.
Yeah.
Or like if we're doing the fundraising dinner, at least if we're telling people what we're raising money for.
That's the
It's a
biggest
lot,
thing.
because I mean,
That's,
if you just say you're having a fundraiser, it's what are you fundraising
Yeah,
for?
exactly.
that's
Oh, just
huge.
recreation stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas if you
We're
actually have a
fundraising
goal,
for 6 picnic tables, 3 benches and a stage.
Not in the short term, but like once you get the cement, concrete, whatever, rink and everything, if you have a roof over or whatever, like you can have inside of there and have those kinds of things. I mean, to build on it, you could do like the line dancing in the winter, so that you're getting ready for it. Like you could have like a Harvest Moon type festival, right? And like kind of build off the events to build towards something like that, right? Or like, I think that's where your plan comes in, if you're gonna
Yeah.
reintroduce the,
Yeah.
what we have in mind later on.
Strategic plan.
Go now.
Yeah, for the plan, we take everything and all put it in, and then we adapt as we get the grants and adapt to it. Because I think everybody's focused around calendars, enclosed rink, but I think they need to look outside the box. On field, Argyle, all them have it as well. That's metal
oh yeah,
and structure.
I don't
guess you
like,
could
I
say.
don't like the idea of calendars.
Well, I don't want, there was just a different design. I think we have to think outside the box as well and look at other communities that have done it as well.
Because we have to agree, his calendar, like I said, they had to have a sprinkler system, the capacity and
I
structure.
think we just need to
Which
look
we
outside
don't,
the
yeah, we don't want to go
as
to
well.
The Argyle one's amazing.
Bonneville has a beautiful one. And they put their skateboard stuff inside.
I think it was big on the weekend, you said that we actually put curb cutting out, actually draw down the sides around rain days and wind days, you can close it right up.
And they use that through the winter time to block the sun to help preserve the ice.
freezing rain, but I guess it was blowing it or even a drain.
Well, it's even if you have, you know, it did have it closed, you did have, you have further restriction, like it, when you close the sides, so your weather is not a factor anymore.
That's more rental space at that point too. I'm surprised.
So all these ideas have to come next week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'd like to go back and see, I don't know if there's enough time or enough staff or enough help to do a dance, find a band,
For what?
2022?
2022 is definitely doable. Or maybe 2023.
Yeah, so these 3 events, are we looking at 2023 or 2022 still?
I think we could do it easier. I think that's doable. I have no experience, but I think
I think we need to put it out there enough. Like some kind of, like put out a, this is what we're thinking, like a poll. What do you think?
Yeah, we
What do
need-
you want to do? How do you want to do? Like, what do you want to see? We people want in the township, but do we really know what people want in the township?
We could try it in the newsletter again. We've done it in the past and had very.
Well,
good
I think we need
response.
to do it online.
Yeah,
We can
Facebook might-
do an actual poll on there, we can actually click, like, if we put a list of ideas.
That or a survey monkey link out of there, so that you can get a little bit longer and stuff. Like something digitally you're gonna record and keep for.
Especially with that. So we've actually purchased this speaker with microphones, and it's actually pretty loud.
Yeah.
So we can use it.
And I honestly believe we could probably pull something off for 2020.
Dance.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it when I-
A couple of people that were standing around us heard us and they meant, do that for us as adults.
You talk about an adult dance.
Adult or teen?
Adults.
Oh, now.
Just a dance period, because
You can have a fall dance.
you can have a fall dance for August, I don't know.
No,
No.
you'd be looking at
August is pretty
I
quick.
think November.
September, October.
I think November. What are we doing for Halloween is maybe the next thing. We talked about last year,
Or-
haunted house, that we talked at one point of the college.
That's
brings
on
out stuff.
next August. agenda.
I know, it just started, it just, I know, it just, we get there.
Start writing your ideas down.
We start talking about it there and then come back with our questions in September and it's too late to go back and get these things. I think we need to start getting a quarter ahead as opposed to a month or two ahead.
Very perfect calendar. College. 20 students. Not sure what program, but I think they do a Parks and Rec program up there, or hotel management, or
You're right.
They do the box.
they sent 20 plus students. We did up the community center, face painting.
Yeah.
They did all
Dance and there's a program.
There's, I know they came from Callan or college, Canada College. But they did a heck of a job.
So do we want to try and have a dance or we just? I thought we were gonna wait till next month to discuss.
How was your guys' dance?
We had a dance on May 28th. Some good music and some ready for turnout. And there were about 45, 50 people there, which was about half of what we hoped. And we had a yard sale on June 5th, which was successful in its way, but the turnout was there was disappointing too. So we're pondering what's the dynamic here. Is there fatigue out there? There doesn't seem to be a lot of pent up demand for recreational stuff. So we're kind of scratching our heads.
My only thing with the adult dance is like with the township's alcohol policy
That's what
and not having, like not serving alcohol at the dance. I mean, I'm not gonna say all adults need alcohol to dance, but definitely helps.
I think a lot of them think when they're going out to a dance.
That they think there's going to be a bar.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it's,
I was
there's
thinking,
not a bar, that
we had a dance, we had it at the park, that eliminates your alcohol. It'd be like, probably a lot of times old enough to remember the 4-H dances. With for the farmers dances.
Oh.
And they usually held at churches or wherever. And it was a dance. And some of the men would farmers and they would come back. And dance.
So you do like training?
Yeah, kind of. Like, if you had a dance, you had a, if you get a band and a DJ, then might do well. But I
That's the
think
question.
we gotta put that out before we go start investing, then we should put that out, some kind of a survey or something.
Yeah, because in here, what is the capacity, 100 for this room?
150 of these out tables and chairs.
But I think being COVID like thing, if you had it in the park, then there's a lot of,
Yeah, especially with COVID, I think you have to take that into consideration because we don't know what September's gonna bring.
and that later in that month, a hell of a lot less folks. And we were talking there, you had those metal tents set up, a bunch of those tweak the lights underneath there.
or would we still sell it as a dance, or would we just sell it as, or have a, like a get together kind of, like say with the band and everything, and then if people want to dance with my only fear is like if you market it as strictly like we're having a dance, some people aren't going to want to go to just, like you say, it's in the tent, just sort of as a get together kind of thing, because if they don't want to dance, they're not going to go to something that's sold to them as a dance.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's just an event with the DJ and sort of out in the park under the stars, whatever.
Right, I was talking to a friend and they were booked in to do a dinner dance not long ago. And they normally sell out 300 tickets, no question, 200-300 tickets. They had 89 people. 89 tickets sold last month, 1,000.
We might want to put it off till next year.
Yeah.
People are still.
Maybe you're still scared of COVID, I don't know, and
Well,
they're
they're already-
preaching the third, 8th.
Yeah, they're already
20th wave,
advertising
whatever
on
it's
the
called.
news, yeah. Something's coming this fall, so,
Lost track of what we did.
yeah.
The summer goal meeting, you think that's doable for this year?
I think it is, people are still working, people are still visiting restaurants. You know, still eating at restaurants, so I think that's,
And what kind of a dinner are we thinking, spaghetti or something different?
I would stick with spaghetti because it's pretty gosh darn simple. And you can have your sauce, your noodles, and your meat sauce, and then there's kind of, we have one extra pot for gluten-free stuff, you advertise it, you know.
just remember this time, you'll have to cook the desserts in here too. For your spaghetti supper.
What's the box?
Denise, or, don't need to play that.
So what are we looking at for a month for it? Is that
Isn't that my thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
your season.
I would be able to help with something.
You guys usually done this in February or January.
Usually family.
Yeah, that's right, yes.
Could we pair it with the winter carnival?
We talked about that last year for Family Day, right? Yeah.
And we planned earlier, sure, we plan out the winter carnival and community effort.
Be two separate places, but yeah.
I think that'd be
We've done
like
it in
tricky
the
for
past.
us to go from one end to the other. Because the carnival's over there, and then everyone's up here for dinner. But just you do twice the volunteers, like, so you have the volunteers at the park, but then you have to have volunteers here getting ready for dinner on top of that.
Maybe we do a dinner, let's do a dinner, let's keep stuff separate.
So are you looking to do it in 2022 or 2023?
What else is going on in November? Besides hunting.
Well, it's about it, like, I mean, there's the Halloween, for my time, like Halloween and Christmas time. So that might be overwhelming there. We could do the dinner in 23. And could we not have a winter carnival here out of curiosity? Or do we want to keep everything at the park? Like, we can't play in the playground.
The rink is a draw over there.
Let's do, yeah.
We've done it before. We've got the carnival over there, and then you come here for supper.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had things like middle races, snow golfing, all kinds of different things, yeah. And then there's skating, so it's open also. Yeah, do it. It's possible. And, you know, you wouldn't, if you did start in the morning, let's suppose you started at 2 in the afternoon, 1 or 2. It just transition over there to something. Yeah. It would work. You could make it work.
Family days, right?
Yes.
Paper it in and then.
Well, I
change
have
or
heard
change.
Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, the last time we stay here.
Don't worry, the next time we'll be too.
Yeah, and no, if it's in February, it will be, that's when that day lands.
We have somebody look into line dance and see if there's somebody that teaches it or something.
There is people that teach it.
Yeah.
My wife deals, there's people that go into East Home and teach line dancing or do line dancing. So I can get their contact information from her.
We'll start with that. Then we'll see what we can do or what is available to them. And what it's
If they
gonna
do
cost
it in
us.
here, well, if they do it in here, they have to carry their own insurance if they're gonna do it outside.
I think you'd have to do it.
That's where the Zumba class stopped. She did. Insurance was getting too crazy for her.
That wasn't a township sponsored event.
No, it wasn't.
This would be a township sponsored event.
Oh, okay, all right. So that
Is it
might be a
on?
little different. Yes, it would be,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
so-
okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
different.
so it'll probably fall under our umbrella. of
Yeah,
insurance then.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
her running her own class
That's right.
for profit.
I can get the contact information for people who do it at the nursing home.
It'd be a start for us. See what the, if she can get what they charge or what they need and what we.
We put that as a survey.
Is that like a one-time thing or is it a regular weekly thing? Or
I don't, it's not weekly, but they do, it's ongoing.
it's ongoing? Okay, that's what I wondered.
Yeah, she's got, which I'm sure any contacts I need to steal from her, I can, because they have all different groups like bands and people that come in. Stuff like that.
It's one of those things that's really popular, maybe it'd be worth carrying on an extra couple or scheduling an extra couple if it follows. We'll start with the contact information, we'll go from there.
Is there anything going on in August?
Movie. Everyone else will have it.
That's it. Well, we're assisting with Heritage Days and
Yes.
like that,
Yes.
but not on the rec stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Those might be completely at the lunch, but would it be possible to do this spaghetti dinner in that short of time? Probably not, it's 2 months. I was just thinking, if we're doing the movie, and you said there's not a whole lot involved on our end from the movie, right? This guy comes and sets everything up.
Correct.
If we could do like the spaghetti dinner before the movie. People come here, have dinner,
Totally
and then go.
You don't have to worry about all the silent auction and all the
I
rest of
wouldn't
it,
do it that long.
or whatever, like, you take all that looking for.
The only way to pull that off is a lot of volunteers. Everybody would have to help.
Yeah, you know what?
And it's pretty short notice, I know.
Well,
I,
you could,
Plus,
I'm sure I could find most of the, we'd have to find the spaghetti is usually cheap. I have my source for this, the stuff, my bread diet probably,
this coming from a guy that retired and got another job,
yeah.
where are you gonna find the time?
It's a matter of a couple phone calls for those couple. I think. Yeah, I can do some of it. I need the volunteers here doing dishes and doing serving and clean up.
And then, but then those volunteers, they want to be going to the movie to watch it, you know.
Yeah.
It's a
It
crime,
just depends
right?
on, it just depends what time the movie's at, right?
Yeah,
Because if
Well, I'm thinking the movie's probably gonna be 8:30.
that's what I would think at the end of August.
I kind of Googled it.
I think dinner, you could start at 4 and end at 7.
and then it's everything should be cleaned up in time to get to the movie. That's what I was thinking, if the movie's late enough, if the dinner's done, the cleanup's done, and then like you say, the volunteers go to the park. And show the movie too.
How many volunteers do you think, just from past experience, do you think we would need?
Can't hear you say.
Sorry, how many volunteers would we need to do this effort?
I usually have about 10 or 12.
I was gonna say 10 to 15 usually.
Yeah, but I had them in shifts.
Yeah.
So I usually have cooks, usually start. If we're starting at 4 for dinner, I usually have people here for at least 2 o'clock. Get garlic bread ready. Getting some water boiled. Getting 2 stoves set up. Set up over here for tables and chairs and plates. I believe we still have placemats. I believe we still have napkins. I have to check upstairs. The box of plate mat,
Yeah, the plate mats, the most, yes.
that's
not.
purchasable.
So I can, because I know we're gonna need a food handler in the building at all times. So I can be that food handler, because I usually have to have a food handler. You have yours too, so that'll take care of your food handlers.
How about the permit from the health department?
That season, it's all pre-cooked.
Yeah.
Hamburgers all pre-cooked.
Yeah.
That's,
All you have to do is buy meatballs.
they're pre-cooked.
I remember get them from one of the grocery stores.
You can make it happen, but we need some details, thanks, we can get the flyer out.
Yeah. So who would be in for the community center? Who would be the volunteer?
I'll be here for that weekend. Every other week, we have an event on the month. It's 20th, right?
27th or something.
So we have staff.
I can help some to change the rules.
Yeah, I mean, we got some storm, right? We're kind of working on it.
That's what, yeah.
Well, some of you are good times to be over there with the back have to set up on you too, so you gotta get that.
Here, we got possible picture of that. Help it control the part first.
I can ask my neighbor if she'll know.
Yeah, you know what, we stay at the movie.
Well, that's what I think. I'm sure we're gonna have to help with something, so.
If 2 of us designate the movie, I think we can make it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, that's 6 of the 10 to 15 we need already. And we can pull it. We pull some favors.
I know in the church used to have theirs here, they used to get sign off on the summer, or on the volunteer hours for high school. For people like me.
Yeah. You can't get them anymore, you can't get the kids, because they all have a parent that signs off on them.
So they
And like, they don't even do volunteer work
I
anymore.
was gonna say, I don't even know if they still do.
I don't even think you had to over COVID.
No.
I don't think.
You know, it's hard to get.
Okay, movie dinner, August 27th, 4 to 7, dinner, 8:30-ish, probably dusk. Community center, how much plates?
We charge 4 10.
That sounds cheap.
That's really cheap right now. All your prices are up.
What's that little bit there?
Yeah, I would,
I almost put 2 in front of it. We're calling the fundraiser. Let's raise some money.
I'm thinking people are $20. I don't spend $20 on.
what's
food
that?
pasta. So I would spend $20 on a food pasta, and I can do it at home.
I would, but I would be starting a glass of wine. And a few other things along with it.
I would say you could probably get away with
I think.
$50 would be.
And are you doing a kid's price?
So,
12 and under. So 12-year-olds like horses.
Are we gonna take it on? I only say that because the church used to do. the church.
I think we should.
Oh, yes, we need
Did
to.
they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, in family, my family just brought in a pot and bought like 10 or 12 plates.
I take out, I think we still have containers, I believe.
We might have to get some more,
But
those are
those
easy to
one,
get.
yeah, those bond paper. We'll make some phone calls, get some bread, some sauce. We have to purchase the meatballs.
We have a goal for what we're fundraising for, so we can advertise that as a separate and also flyer. like if it's a picnic table for the park, or if it's a bench, or if it's something like that, like have a goal, and everybody can see it visible, that sort
I
of thing.
would say park benches, but I need a price for a bench to know what we're raising for. You know, if they're
You
even
could put to
available.
go towards benches. you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Playground, you just put all the stuff on it.
As long as they're within the list next week
Yeah.
for all the stuff.
Yeah.
I, between silent auction and the dinner, that used to take care of kids' Christmas every year, so it needs $1,600.
Yeah. But you're not having silent auctions.
Yeah.
Like, what we could do is put park upgrade benches, picnic table, garbage can.
Yes, yeah,
et cetera.
exactly.
Do we need like a registration list of people and know how many people are coming? 4 to 7, like, do we share stagger
didn't
like sittings or?
But
No, open door. And you come in, I've had people standing waiting.
Well, for the turkey supper, we'd be lined up at 5.
Yeah, the parking lot.
But I think you won't have as many people hang out as long because they're not waiting for the auction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
That's why people.
Yes,
come
exactly.
back.
They'll come and go. Yeah.
They'll come and go.
So community spaghetti dinner. Later on.
You think you want to have it as early as 4 to 7? I think that's,
You want to go 5 to 7?
that's what I thought, 5 to 7. Because some people are going to want to eat and then go right over to the park.
That's fine.
4
with
is
me.
pretty early. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I'm
I
fine
think
with
2
that.
hours, you get everybody fed.
like for me, I'd probably take it to the park and eat it while it's.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. You might get a lot of last minuters.
Yeah, we can
Take
take it. and have it all
Yeah.
the way.
Because we do have all the games and stuff too, we could throw out that night, keep everybody occupied till we start. 5 to 7? Okay. We'll get something together ASAP and get it sent to us.
See how many people can come up with extra people to
I'll let the soccer.
help.
You reach out to firefighters.
I'll ask to see how they feel about it. I know a lot of them are getting pretty tired, so,
A lot of them like that.
yeah, some, I'm sure I'll get a few like I normally get, but some of them are getting a little tired.
Can make a few calls too.
Okay, we'll make it happen. I'll make some.
So you don't feel more at the end of it.
Twice? Oh, for this, for all of us? Yeah, I'll see how it works out with me. I mean, if not, deal.
No, it's okay, yeah. There are 5 kids. That's just 1 each, then plus.
I think we ended up, not everybody came, so we're down about 10, 15
We have
kids.
I think the last count was 172. Is roughly how many's coming.
You just say 2 parents. Yeah. So that's what we're doing.
Good.
You played full.
But you're in that seat there.
Yeah.
So you're looking at August 1st or the 8th?
First of the 8th for what?
For the next meeting.
Oh,
Oh, you're right. So it'd be the 8th.
August 8th.
If you want to keep on Monday night, sorry.
Tuesday is our
Council.
council, and I often have 2 meetings Tuesday nights on the alternate nights. So what do you think, August 8th?
August the 8th, yeah, Chris was ready for that one weekend.
But then I'll know exactly, I'll have pretty much everything. I'll just have to buy the meatballs unless they come on sale. If they do, I'll be
What time
having,
would you be wanting the volunteers here during the day?
well, I need 3 to set up in here. Our tables. I'll need, if it's gonna open at 5, I want those ones here for 4. I want 3 to start in the kitchen,
Do you have those?
3 o'clock.
Do you have the 3 kitchen ones that you would normally use?
Last time it was me, Randy, and Denise,
Okay,
and Nora came in,
okay.
so then I moved out.
So can you take care of the kitchen and I'll try and find as many of the other ones as we can.
I'll need a couple guys to help set up the tables. Maybe
So-
I get a couple of firefighters to come help set up, and then once it's set up, they can.
You need servers in too, right?
Yeah.
So,
I had 3 servers. We had the one table there, and I had the 3 servers, the garlic bread, pasta, and then whatever sauce they wanted.
We could set up on 24th training night. At the end of training, we could take 10 minutes and fill up all tables.
You know, we
okay,
could do that.
okay.
Doesn't need someone at the
Okay, so
door.
what time would you want the servers here? For 4, like to put out the silverware or serving?
Yeah.
So 4.
4
It's
o'clock.
usually one person up the door.
Yeah.
Maybe couch person for that. No.
Supposed to report one of the fundraisers.
Leave it at it.
You get the same float box or something that needs to be like figured out.
Are you on the list? We got quite a system. I've been working with Kristen. We have quite a system going, so we can get back.
I'll go back over my notes.
Now you're gonna break it to Denise if you're doing it.
Probably already heard it.
Forgiveness is way easier than permission.
Oh, look at you, just text me.
Wife will love them. Yeah, I think that.
August 8th.
August 8th. is next meeting.
Here's on the last one. Agree.
Great, it's a German. Sean, Kelly. Volunteer. German.
Okay.
All in favor? Unanimous. Nobody wants to stay.